it better now, folks? Great. This is Gary, Videoguys Live. Tuesdays at 3 o'clock, we teach you about the products we sell, about the technologies we sell, and about what's going on in our industry. Today's show is all about the RGBlink Mini line of products. I've got two of the boxes here for the Mini and the Mini Pro. These are great products. We love them. They really work well, very inexpensive. Basically, the Mini, you know what? Basically, we're just going to show you. 3 products in this product lineup, folks. We have the Mini, which is normally $299 on sale for $279. We have the Mini Plus, which was $399, is available for $279 while supplies last. When we sell our last Mini Plus, they probably won't be available anymore in the US, may not be available from RGBlink anymore, really, because the RGBlink Mini Pro has come out, and the Pro is really a fantastic product. It's been loaded with a lot of features. They listened to some things that people liked and didn't like about the Mini Plus and cleaned them up a little bit, and they just put the Mini Pro on year-end special for $399. And that special, I can't promise we're going to have that price going forward, but it's our price at least now through the end of the year. So what is an RGBlink Mini? If we could take this full screen for a second, the RGBlink Mini is a 4 HDMI input switcher and mixer. It allows you to mix between any of the 4 inputs using fades, wipes, effects. You can also output to both HDMI and USB. HDMI is really great because if we cut to this right here, we'll get to this later in the show. HDMI means you can have that output feed into other devices like a LiveU Solo, like a Pearl Nano or a YOLO. But what's also cool is you get the USB output, and that USB output means that you can come directly into your laptop, and now you can stream either through Wirecast, OBS, vMix, or use it into Teams or Google. So we'll get into that a little bit more. I like the T-bar for the smooth transition. Compact size. The Mini can go anywhere. It's really small. It's powered by DC power. In fact, the Mini Pro is powered by a USB-C tap, so very cool. And with the features, you get not just cuts and fades, but you get PIP, transition effects, and some external audio embedding. And the Mini Plus, the Mini Pro also give you PTZ Camera Control, a nice little bonus and boost there. So I want to give a little comparison chart, if we could bring this up full page for everybody. Okay, so you see there's the 3 models with the pricing. Basically, all 3 give you transitions in PIP. The Plus and the Pro add PTZ control, logo, which means you can put a graphic up. You can put that graphic in the corner of the screen or a lower third, wherever you want it. Also, you get chroma key, so you can do the effect that we do here in our shows, where I'm standing in front of, a virtual set, virtual background. And then the addition of the Mini Pro gives you a touchscreen and a direction pad. It's a little pad that if we can we go to this for a sec? And I'll show people. This little like joystick controller pad knob, kind of like you'd have on your Xbox or your PlayStation controller. Very cool little joystick that you can work there. And then the other thing that's very cool about the RGB minis is not only are they great little 4-input mini switchers, but they can all be controlled externally from your laptop or your PC with a software that they call Xpose, X-P-O-S-E. That's really cool because you could get yourself to additional inputs, bring up different logos. You can do the chroma key and put up your virtual sets in there. And you can also fine-tune and adjust your PTZ control. Now, I believe Adam and Oliver did a little show on this before on the Xpose. So let's roll this little clip so you can get a feel on just how powerful that software can be.
First thing I want to stress is this is camera 1 facing me, but I can also control my switching right in the Xpose software. Right there, and there's my camera 2 shot of Adam. That panning and tilting capability that PTZ cameras have, if I hit these, I'm now controlling my PTZ camera. So if I want to bring this up a little, but if I go up here, you'll see I have focus controls as well as zoom. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit, and there I am. And if I wanted to focus that, I would actually just play with these controls here. And you can see that's all happening under camera 1. I could do the same with camera 2 on this drop down as well.
Okay, one of the cool things I like is the folks at RGBlink have been constantly updating the products, and there's a firmware update 1.12, an upgrade for the Mini Plus of 1.30 that gives better support for AB layer and scale and adjustment, which means you can adjust your PIPs in both. I'm trying to make a small box. Does it look like I'm doing that? you can adjust the size and shape of your PIP, and it's very good for doing complex streams when you're going to be doing some compositing. And then also we've got a menu pop-up, X knob, Y knob, pip, and you can get to the settings easily from the M key as like a home key. So that's very cool. We like that change. And then the Mini Pro firmware is 1.18 that lets you change between a cuts or a fade in, fade out with the T-bar, preview program. The signal indicator colors now give you red, yellow, and green. You can get signals that are not selected as a preview program now, and also the preview source will blink green in T-bar mode. Finally, the RGBlink Mini Pro T-bar update, and that is your PTZ camera can now be controlled regardless of the position of the T-bar. So it used to be a little quirky that if the T-bar wasn't on the side where you were adjusting the PTZ camera, it didn't work, but now that's all taken care of. You can always adjust the PTZ cameras by getting into that lower level of control. So also the picture-in-picture update lets you simultaneously scale both A and B sources, and you can turn PIP off. Your elements automatically get turned off as well, which is nice. So it's a little more intuitive, I would have to say. The last one is it's just an overall build improvement. So, fan noise has been minimized. It's got some better cooling built into it. The analog audio is a lot cleaner. We had some complaints with the initial audio with that. They fixed that up, and the color quality is improved as well. So good job on the RGBlink folks, just making the product better as time goes on, which we really love. And I want to talk about the PTZ camera and the PTZ control, but before we do that, I just want to remind people that this product has, right now this is the Mini Plus, but I want you to see that, you've got your 4 HDMI inputs over there. You've got your LAN network input over here. You've got HDMI output. You've got USB output. And then this is your controller knobs that you can use for your PTZ control. So I just want to go through, this is the Mini Plus, still available for $279 while supplies last. Let's talk about this. Basically, we've tested with PTZ optics, with the RGBlink cameras, and the Bird Dog cameras. They all work great with the Mini Plus and the Mini Pro, which is really cool. Now, I'm going to be honest with you folks. You're not going to be tracking someone walking across the stage with this level of PTZ control. It's a little rudimentary, but what's great about it is you can set up your cameras, really one or maybe two, to be in a PTZ mode. You can load some presets in, especially with the Expose software. And what I really like about the PTZ control is sometimes, I'll just move a little bit over this way a little bit. You just need a little adjustment to get that person back in the frame, and that's really nice that you could do that. So it's cool that it has that in there, because PTZ controllers alone will cost you $1,000. Now you're getting it as part of these affordable products. And once again, $279 for the Mini Plus or the Mini, $399 for the Mini Pro. Adam did a really great video on how to use the Mini Plus to do control of a PTZ camera. It only gets easier with the joystick that I showed you, that little button joystick I showed you with the Mini Pro. But let's roll that tape.
Use a standard Ethernet cable to connect your camera's LAN port to that in the Mini Plus. Next, plug in your camera via HDMI into the RGBlink Mini Plus. We've noticed it's easier to turn on the PTZ camera first, then the Mini Plus, instead of the other way around. Once everything is turned on, press the M button on the Mini Plus. Scroll to the IP settings and change the IP address to one that's on the same network sequence as your PTZ camera. You may need to reboot your Mini Plus in order to make sure that the IP address has taken. Now you press the S button 4 times to reach your PTZ settings. This is where you can select which camera you are controlling. Scroll down to IP settings, select the camera you wish to control, and enter its default IP address. Once that is completed, scroll up to Enable and make sure you set the camera to On. Make sure this is the camera you want to use, and select Control. Now you can control your PTZ camera. If you wish to zoom, just press the left knob, and you can now zoom in and out.
All right, so we have the RGBlink PTZ cameras in stock. We have the 20x variety, and the 20x variety is a 20x high-speed optical zoom, gives you good performance in low light, white balance control. It's full HD camera. It'll encode into H.265 or H.264. You get HDMI and SDI outputs. And for $9.99, I'm going to say, I think it's the best PTZ camera there is for under $1,000. And then if you're using NDI and you're looking for an inexpensive NDI camera at $13.99 for their NDI version, well, that's a great way to get some NDI workflows going into your solution as well for low-cost cameras. And I really think if you're trying to do some stuff on a budget, putting a PTZ camera from RGBlink together with the RGBlink Mini is a way to go. And that's why we put together these two bundles. There's our bundle with a single camera, which gets you the Mini Plus, the RGBlink 20X camera, and the Mini bag for $12.49, or our $19.99 bundle actually gets you two cameras and the Mini Plus and the bag for $19.99. Now, these are only available while supplies last, and the RGB Mini Pluses, we don't have that many left, folks. So if you want to grab this as a great way to get yourself started for your church, your school, your small corporate video, definitely a way to go. I want to talk about one of the features I talked about earlier in the show that I think really makes the RGBlink Mini Plus and the Mini so cool, and that is with the USB output, you would plug that into your laptop or your PC for your streaming. So you can go directly to Facebook or to Instagram or to YouTube with your laptop running the app. Or if you want to, what I really love is it means you can use it to input yourself into Teams or into Zoom or into like a Go meeting. And what's really cool about that is I think a lot of times when you're the presenter, Zoom and those other things kind of cramp your style on how you want to present something. I can have my laptop being a PowerPoint if I'm a teacher. And I can have the PowerPoint going into the RGBlink, as well as a camera, as well as my webcam. And now I can actually have a 3-camera shoot. I can have the close-up on my face for my webcam. I can have the camera shot like the camera that I have over here. And I can bring in my PowerPoint or my production or my video animation or whatever I want to play. Maybe it's my times tables or a map of the USA if I'm an English teacher, or the periodic table or sections out if I'm the chemistry teacher. And I can control in the picture-in-picture how that's going to look in the Zoom, for the Zoom that I'm sending out to the kids, to my students, for my corporate job if I'm doing corporate training, or I want to do my corporate results, or if I'm a house of worship, I can use this. I could bring in, let's say, my titles to my hymnal, or I want to do 2 different camera angles or something like that. So very cool. I really recommend the RGBlink. Is probably the best low-cost solution, the Mini, for at under $300 to bring in multiple cameras into Teams, Zoom, Google Meets, or Skype. Next, we want to talk about some bundles. But before we get to this specific bundle, let's come over here. And let's talk about what we have over here. And this, what I have here is this is the YOLO OG, the original YOLO. So let's say this is streaming, and you can see there's a graphic over here, Videoguys Live, that we're bringing in. But this is coming in from this puppy here. So if I go here, voila, now I'm bringing in a different camera shot. There's Oliver saying hi, and Oliver's coming at you from their own unit, and I can go switch back. And now I'm bringing in what's on the PowerPoint presentation, and I can go back and go, boom, and now I'm bringing in that shot over there, and I can come back, and I'm bringing that. And I hope you saw in this corner this was going. Now, the YoloBox could be streaming directly out to the internet, and now I don't need a computer. Now I can just use the RGBlink in the YoloBox, and I can be streaming. But also, I could be using the RGBlink by taking the HDMI cable that's coming out of this and unplugging it from the YoloBox, which I hope I don't create everything blowing up, and plugging it into the HDMI input of my LiveU Solo. Well, what can I do now? Now it means with my LiveU Solo, I could do my 4-camera mixing from my RGBlink in an area that I don't have internet, using the RGBlink cellular bonding to give me my internet connection to be able to stream. Or if I have a LiveU Solo already, I can use the RGBlink now, and I can use that to give me what? It's going to give me my ability to switch with my Mini. So I think I plugged this into the wrong jack, right? This is why it's live, folks, because the operator error. Okay, well, we're going to come back to the regular show anyway. I'm going to go through those bundles a little bit. So RGBlink with a YOLO OG or a YoloBox Pro is going to let you get 4 inputs from one of the inputs. So the YoloBox, remember, had 2 HDMI inputs. You could get 4 into one room, so now you can mix between 5 devices. Or with the YoloBox Pro, which has 3 inputs, you can now add 3 more to get a total of 6 inputs. And the YoloBox, the original YoloBox, the OG, is on sale right now for $749, not even that $899. The YoloBox Pro is available for $1199. What other bundles do we have? Well, before we go into any of those bundles, I was a little clumsy over here knocking stuff over. Let's watch this video that the guys did that actually is a much better video of using the RGBlink with the YoloBox. Quick little 30-second video for you here.
So now what I'm actually doing is taking 4 HDMI cameras. I don't have all 4 hooked up today, but I can take 4 cameras into the RGBlink Mini, take the output into the YoloBox for one of the outputs, use my other input on the YoloBox, and now I have up to 5 connections and my live streaming encoder, all in this tiny little area that you see right here in front of me that I can easily go back and forth to.
All right, so that was a great little demo, and you can see from what's going on here, I'm back on the screen on the YOLO when I plugged it in and found the signal. So let's come back and talk about, we talked about the YOLO bundles. Let's talk about bundles with LiveU Solo. You can get the LiveU Solo with the 2 modem connect kit for $1445 or with the 3 modem kit for $1645. And once again, put a mini together with that if you just want the base mini, and you're at $1750 for that kind of stuff. Get the Mini Pro at $400, you're at $1850. For under $2,000, you have a 4-channel, take it anywhere you want on the road from a field mixing, streaming solution. The last bundle I want to talk to you about is really cool, and that's the Epiphan Pearl Nano. Now, the Pearl Nano is $14.95. There's no price on it here. $14.95, and you can add it to a Mini or Mini Plus or Mini Pro. And what we love about the Pearl Nano is it allows you to have some presets. The Pearl Nano itself doesn't allow you to mix inputs, but you can use inputs from 2 things as your preset that you keep. So let's say I want to have a couple of camera angles and a graphic and I want to bring in my laptop as well. Well, I can now use the Link, the RGBlink Mini family product to feed my Pearl Nano. Love this little puppy right here, great little product. As you can see here, and with the presets, I can set it up to do a really cool show, and I can use it now to go out to encode to SRT. If I want to get into SRT, what does that mean? I can set up an RGBlink together with this, and I can have a multi-camera SRT output for under $2,000. Now, that SRT isn't going to allow me to control the RGBlink remotely, obviously, as far as that goes. With a laptop that was in the room on the same network, I can get a little clever when I'm running the Expose software and probably work it remotely through my VLAN or some other thing while still having the video going over the SRT, but I'm getting a little ahead of myself with that. But we really love the Pearl Nano. It's a great product for use in schools, educations, house of worship, when you just want something you can set and forget. And once again, the RGBlink, a great way to give you 4 inputs when you think you only have 1. So just the RGBlinks, folks, I'm going to say this again. Under $500, you got $399 for the Mini Pro, $279 for the Plus and the Mini. There is no better, more efficient, cool way to add 4 channels of video to your stuff. There's other products on the market, I know, but we really like what the folks at RGBlink have done. It's a rugged product, built really well, built really solid construction. I like the feel of the T-bars. I can really recommend it highly. It's not overloaded with buttons that you can't figure out. It gives you the buttons you need to operate it very smoothly and very simply. And once you get the hang of it and get your presets set up, like I said, with that Expose software, really powerful, really a lot of fun device to use. So that wraps up our show, but wait, there's more. Before we close the show, this show was on the RGBlink Mini family of products. And we showed you a little bit about their PTZ controllers. There are other products coming from RGBlink. They've got some monitor-based products called the TAO. They've got some converter products coming. We're looking into those products. It was crazy to add those products in this holiday season, plus with availability and getting products. We didn't want to launch something and then find out that it was going to be on delay for 30 or 60 or 90 days. So we'll introduce all those new RGBlink products to you next year. But for this year, I just love the RGBlink Mini stuff, and I love when you put it together, like with what we have going over here with either a YoloBox or a LiveU Solo or the Pro Mini. I just think when you use these products together, you can do a lot of stuff. And, you know, you can rig all these things together if you wanted to. You know, and I know there's some people doing some crazy rigs and stuff like that. So RGBlink's great deal. Give me a second, and I want to go back. I'm going to fly through this because I'm going to throw the guys off, but I want to review the prices that we have online right now going. So sorry, folks, but here we go. We've got the RGBlink Mini, the original, on new low price $279. We got the Mini Plus while supplies last at the same $279. And we've got the Pro on sale, year-end special, $399. Quickly, here's the comparison chart of what the different things do. This is Gary from Video Guys. As always, like us on Facebook, love us on YouTube, share the love, share the videos, tell your friends about us. Give us a call when you have questions, because here we have live people who can actually talk to you about the technology. You call 800-323-2325, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. You can get a live person who's going to help you with your live streaming, your video production, your video editing, whatever questions, whatever things you have that you need help with. So this is Gary from Video Guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Peace.